According to Medicare's accountants, the $700 billion health insurance program that covers 50 million American seniors is going to slip into the red in the year 2028. That's 2 years earlier than was predicted last year. Now, this is a program that many people are counting on to cover their health needs as they get older.
Leslie K. Paige is on the KOGO News Live Line. She is the Vice President for Policy and Communications with Citizens Against Government Waste. And Leslie, first of all, why is Medicare going broke?
Well, good morning. This is an awfully difficult topic to talk about so early in the morning, but why is it going broke? Well, there are structural problems, of course, with the program, and because it is an automatic spending program, the vast majority of the problems with Medicare are due to the aging population. It's just getting a huge influx of new beneficiaries, as the boomers, I don't know about you guys, but I'm one of them, is aging into the program. But we also have another couple of real nagging problems. One of them is that the Medicare program is one of the biggest programs that has improper payments in the federal government. Improper payments is another term of art for wasteful payments. Which is the Government Accountability Office measures annually how many payments the federal government is wasting or pushing out the door across all agencies. And it's, in 2016 it was $144 billion, and that's a very conservative number. That isn't everything. That's what they can measure. Of that, huge percentage of that is all coming out of Medicare. It's 28% of the number of that 144 is coming right out of Medicare. So that's enormous problems. You don't want the program to be bleeding money just improperly, meaning paying claims that shouldn't be paid, beneficiaries that shouldn't be getting the money, hospitals that are submitting claims that are improperly documented, this kind of thing. Some of it's just mistakes and inefficiencies. Some of it's fraud. Fraud is a subsection of that.
Now, the person who's in their car right now, somebody who's not on the program, and they're going, God, why do I care about this? Why do they care?
Oh, yeah. Well, we're all going to be on Medicare sooner or later. And we should all care about the fact that it's an enormous amount of money. I mean, when you hear this, that we're bleeding, that the federal government is bleeding $144 billion a year, and that's a conservative number, by the way, because they can't measure it all. This is what they can measure. That's a lot of money going out the door that could be used for other things. It could bring down deficits. It could bring down the debt. But, Medicare is an important program. We're all going to be on Medicare at some point. And when you know that $41 billion at least is hemorrhaging out of that program, and it's not doing anybody any good. This is just mistakes, a lot of mistakes. Now, so we can, and it's also correctable. That's why it should matter to people. I mean, this is not something that is not something we can't wrangle. We can, and in fact, it should be our first order of business is to stop the program from hemorrhaging money unnecessarily. That's even before we start dealing with any structural problems with it.
So, how does the state of California play into this?
The state of California, not surprisingly, being our largest state, is number 2 on the list. You're outranked by Texas, which probably got a stick in your craw, but this is not a list you want to be number 1 on, or number 2, actually. This is the list of the amount of improper overpayments that were brought in by auditors in 2015. Okay, so in California, that was $47.7 million that was had to be recovered from claims that were improperly paid to providers in California. Not a good place to be. And again, this is all a problem that can be solved. We have some tools in our toolbox to fix this problem, or at least to reduce it. But Congress is not enforcing and using this tool to the extent that it could be.
All right, Leslie K. Paige on the KOGO News Live Line, Vice President for Policy and Communications with Citizens Against Government Waste, and a whole lot of money going out the door that shouldn't be going out the door.